And welcome to this week's Market Chart Show, right here at Dark Jedi Aries 6-Scale Hot Toys Cantina. I'm so happy to be able to present to you this debut episode of the Market Chart Show. We're going to be taking a look at what Star Wars Hot Toys have been recently trending up in the marketplace, and which ones are starting to trend down. Let's take a look right now. Alright, and welcome everybody again to the first ever Market Chart Show right here at Dark Jedi Aries Cantina. So we're going to be taking a look at what Star Wars Hot Toys are starting to trend up in the market. There's been a lot of movement with Star Wars Hot Toys recently. Which ones are starting to trend down, if at all? And so every week we're going to be first taking a look at the biggest movers, and we'll go to 6scalecantina.com as we will with every episode. And so let's go ahead and start that right now. So you can see here we are at 6scalecantina.com. Please go ahead and bookmark this website if you have not already. And as you can see here, the biggest movers trending up and down. You see first on the list, OG Mando. Last week, this figure went waitlist on Sideshow. Hours later, maybe an hour later, it went waitlist full. And then just a little bit after that, on the same day, it's sold out. So a lot of us were wondering, hey, how is this hot toy going to perform? After it sells out, in the marketplace, because, we assume that Hot Toys is producing a large number of these, or have they produced a large number of them? Well, you got your answer, because, the same day it went on waitlist, it went from $247 retail to $350 right now, trending on eBay, average price to pick this up and moving up. So if you can pick this up right now, I would, if you have your eye on it, because I do think that this figure will be moving into the $400 range, possibly getting up there into the $500 range. Let's take a look at what's next. So you have Luke Return of the Jedi and Luke Endor Return of the Jedi Deluxe. The finale of The Mandalorian was exceptional. And this figure, it's not a fad that it moved up right after that episode. It is maintaining and still going up and up. And even if you look at the next one on the list, Luke Endor, the regular non-deluxe version, that also skyrocketed up in price. So I think that this is not just a product of people being, wanting the Luke figure to display next to Grogu and Mando. I think it's also just having Luke Skywalker in their collection. I think the sequel trilogy certainly painted a different light, if you will, on Luke Skywalker, that character. And I think the way he was portrayed in the finale of The Mandalorian in Season 2, Luke Skywalker, that character, has been reinvigorated with Star Wars fans. Always been my favorite Star Wars character of all time. So I'm very happy to see that this figure is going up in value. I do think it will stay there. I think it might level off a little bit once Hot Toys releases a Luke Skywalker version from The Mandalorian. But still, this is a very iconic figure. It's not the best head sculpt, but it's not the worst. So I do think this is a fantastic figure. I think it'll perhaps maybe go down a little bit, but I do think that these figures are going to be, in the $400 range, low 500s for the foreseeable future. Let's see what's next on the list. Remnant Trooper. So, this one continues to go up. Right now, trending $365 or so. You'll see that on the market chart in just a little bit. Bubba Fett, Empire Strikes Back Deluxe, trending down, and trending down a lot. No surprise. It's getting re-released. It is re-released right now. With Hot Toys in the 40th anniversary packaging. So it's already released in Hong Kong. I think people are just waiting for this now, especially in the States, for Sideshow to release it. If you don't have this figure or you're on the fence about this figure, I would jump on it. I do think that it will sell out When it does, I believe that this version right here, the original Empire Strikes Back Deluxe, will go right back up to where it was. And I think that the 40th anniversary version will be right there with it in the $450, $475 range. Going down to the next figures here, so you see Bubba Fett Return of the Jedi Deluxe going up. Bubba Fett Return of the Jedi Non-Deluxe going up. Bubba Fett Vintage Color up. Kylo Ren The Last Jedi trending down. No surprise here for me. Hot Toys is getting ready to release the Supreme Leader version from The Rise of Skywalker. I do think that that cloak comes with a hood. The helmet is a light-up helmet. I think it's the cooler helmet with the pieces welded together with lava. It lights up. I don't think many collectors need 2 Kylo Rens per se in their collection, or 2 Adam Driver head sculpts. So, this figure was trending in the $375, $425 range. I think some collectors are thinking, why am I going to spend that on this figure when Sideshow is going to be releasing this for a $251, I believe it is. So I think that's the reason there. I wouldn't worry too much about that figure. I don't think it's going to go below retail. I think it'll level out to where Loot Crate is, somewhere around $275, $300 average retail. Okay, so moving on from Kylo Ren, let's look at the last 2. And basically what we're looking at over here is Darkside Anakin and the regular Anakin release from Revenge of the Sith. So with this in particular, with both of these figures, they took a little bit of a hit in the market when they released the Clone Wars Anakin. And then shortly after that, not too long, about a month or 2 after that, they went back up to where they were prior to that release. And currently, they are both trending up and up. And I think one of the things that collectors are realizing with this in particular, with both of these figures, is the same thing that they're realizing with the squad leader of the Shore Trooper and the Grunt release of the Shore Trooper. It is not, those troopers are not the same exact figure. It's not a straight reissue of the original Shore Trooper from Rogue One. So, it's a variation. And collectors are completists, and they're going to want the whole platoon. They're going to want the whole, set of Shore Troopers that are being released. And no knock on the Shore Troopers. They're awesome. But they are perhaps maybe not as awesome as Anakin Skywalker. And I think you're going to want every version of Anakin that they release. I know I will anyway. I'm going to be getting the Clone Wars version of Anakin. But I still need the Darkside Anakin personally. And I also want the Anakin the way he was portrayed in Revenge of the Sith. So, and the other thing about these figures as well, when let's take a look at Darkside Anakin. The head sculpt itself is going for $300-$400 on eBay. And I think one of the things that collectors are realizing is this really isn't Darkside Anakin. It's Darth Vader. I mean, he wasn't Anakin at this point. I know Hot Toys is calling this Darkside Anakin, but it's Darth Vader. Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader. It's Darth Vader, folks. So it's iconic. Comes with a great base. And I think that, right now, you ain't touching this figure on eBay for anything less than $600. And the days of picking up either one of these figures on the Facebook groups for $400, $450, I think are over. So, it's just, 2 of those figures that are iconic. It's getting a sort of, re-release, if you will, with the Clone Wars one, but these figures are trending up, and they're just really on the hearts of Star Wars collectors right now. So that takes care of what we're doing here, taking a look at the recent biggest movers. We're going to take a look at all the movers in just a little bit on the market value chart. These, again, were your biggest movers. And let's go ahead and see what the biggest movers are on Sideshow as far as best sellers-wise. So right now, your best seller, Star Wars Hot Toy, the best-selling one is the Mandalorian Deluxe with the child. Right next to it, just last week, was the OG Mando. But we explained that, went on waitlist and then waitlist full and sold out the same day. So that should give you an indication of where this Mandalorian Deluxe is going to go. If you're on the fence on it, I would not wait. It's going to jump up. And I think, folks, if we thought that OG Mando jumped up in price, this one's really going to jump up in price once it sells out here on Sideshow as well. Let's focus on the ones that are going to be released soon on his bestseller list right now. So, Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. I don't know how many batches of this they're going to make, if anything more than one. So, I would get this quickly if you really want to get it. Darth Vader. This figure. Awesome figure. I have this figure. It was trending at $500. It's now, went down to $350, and because it's a straight reissue minus the vintage 40th anniversary packaging. I think once this sells out, the original issue and the 40th anniversary packaging are going to go up, probably back up to where it was trending near $500, probably more like $450. But that's where I think it's going to be, somewhere between $450 and $500. So don't sleep on this figure if you are, planning on getting it. Same thing with Bubba Fett. Empire Strikes Back Deluxe version reissued with the Empire Strikes Back packaging. Once this sells out, what I showed you was trending down before on 6scalecantina.com. It's going to go back up along with the 40th anniversary packaging version. Let's keep moving over here. Commander Cody. If you didn't get this figure, you know how the Sideshow Rex and Cody, you know how they have done. Once they sold out with Sideshow. So don't sleep on this figure. I have this figure. It's one of my favorite Hot Toys figures. That figure is awesome. Darth Maul just went waitlist not too long ago. Solo Darth Maul. I have this figure. It is fantastic as well. It's trending up slightly. It's now going to cost you $310 to pick this up, and I think it's going to continue to move up. Qui-Gon Jinn. Once this sells out, he's an iconic character. So probably the main character really in the Phantom Menace from beginning to end. Liam Neeson kind of carried that whole thing there. So I know he's not as popular as Obi-Wan, not as popular as Anakin, but I think people are going to want Qui-Gon Jinn, and I think once he sells out, he's going to be highly sought after, and maybe not going for as much as what Obi-Wan is on, Revenge of the Sith, but it's going to get close, folks. And the last one here to talk about, Incinerator Trooper. That will go on waitlist. Please pick it up if you want it, and you haven't yet. And then IG-11, like the Heavy Mandalorian, they're not going to make a whole lot of batches of these. So if you do plan on getting it, get it for $251 right now versus $351 or $400. That would be my recommendation. So that concludes Sideshow. Let's go to the third segment of the Market Chart Show. Let's go back to 6scalecantina.com. And let's actually go to the market value chart itself and take a look at how all the Star Wars Hot Toys, 6-scale Hot Toys, are trending, which ones are trending up and trending down, whether they're a big mover or a small mover. So little directions here. Once you get to the website, 6scalecantina.com, and get to the tab Market Value Chart, it says here, click arrow below in the current value column to navigate highest price first to lowest price first. So, as we're going to do every week on the show, we will always navigate from highest price to lowest price, what's number one ranked, all the way down to the lowest ranked. So, let's go ahead and take a look at what is trending up here. We already talked about Darkside Anakin, Bubba Fett animated. Like I said, everything Bubba Fett is hot right now and will stay hot. And this figure, you can't touch this figure for less than $600 on eBay. And if it gets listed for $525 on a buy-sell group on Facebook or one of the Star Wars forums, it's gone in a day. Already talked about Anakin, regular version. Already talked about the Lukes. Grand Moff Tarkin, MMS 433. This is one of the best figures Hot Toys ever made. And this figure continues to go up in price because it's just so highly sought after. Right now averaging $504 on eBay, average price. So I think that this will, it won't surprise me if this continues to go up. And I think that's also going to affect the Tarkin Invader 2-pack. Remember, this 2-pack has a couple things going for it, not just Tarkin, which is obvious, but this Darth Vader version is not the straight A New Hope reissue. It has some differences, and to a lot of people, it's more movie accurate. It's more highly sought after. You can only get it in that 2-pack. So right now, $758. I expect an arrow going up on that sometime soon. Let's keep going down the chart here. Emperor Deluxe version, $438 and moving up. Leia New Hope, $430 and moving up. Obi-Wan Return of the Sith regular, moving up. Let's see. We talked about Bubba Fett. Director Krennic moving up. He went down a little bit when they released all these Clone Wars and Mandalorian announcements. They're going to be releasing those figures, and then he is just moving back up again, $385. Regular Emperor, non-deluxe, $380. Luke A New Hope, trending up, $375. So, talking about this figure a little bit, this is an awesome figure. I have this figure. The head sculpt is okay. It's not the best. It's not great, but it's not terrible, and it's not bad. As a matter of fact, when I have just friends that come over and family that aren't really Star Wars fans, they look at that like, oh, look, that's Luke. They look right at that figure. I have it in a prominent space. So I think to, the average Star Wars fan, it's a great figure. I think for a lot of Hot Toys collectors, we want to look at that figure and, have Mark Hamill start speaking to us and come to life. I really don't think, I think it's a good figure. And I don't think it's a figure that Hot Toys is going to reissue anytime soon. I've been collecting Star Wars vintage mock figures for years. And any vintage mock Star Wars collector will tell you that on the 12 backs, besides the double telescoping figures and, of course, the vinyl Cape Jawa and so on and so forth, regular, generic, general 12-back figures, the most highly sought after one is Farm Boy Luke on the 12-back A. It's just an iconic figure. It's an iconic look for Luke. And I think that figure is going to continue to trend up, and it's going to be right where the Han Solo A New Hope one is, somewhere around $400 and $450. So right now you can pick this up on some buy-sell groups for $325. If you're thinking you want to get it, I'd get it now. I do think it's going to continue to move up in price. Darth Maul DX16 slowly going up, now at $365. I do think that figure will wind up landing somewhere around $400. Mud Trooper trending down a little bit, not surprised there. $365. I think that'll wind up landing somewhere between $350 and right where it is now. It's fluctuating $350, $375. It's a good figure. R2-D2 A New Hope trending up a little, $352 average on eBay. Not surprising. Little guy was in the season finale of with Luke in The Mandalorian, so no surprise there. Already talked about Mando. Kylo Ren. Finn Disguise moving down, trending down, $310. It's a rare figure. Interesting. Was up there, in low 400s for a little bit, for a long time. I think there's just a lot of new Star Wars toys coming out, and I think that for many figures in the sequel trilogy, I think people are just kind of done with that right now. I think that's why that's trending down. Darth Maul Solo, $274 MSRP, went waitlist. Now it's 303 averaging. I do think that that's going to continue to go up as well. I do think that the DX16 is going to land somewhere in the 400s. And I do think that Darth Maul Solo is going to be right there, if not more. So this is the time to pick up a Darth Maul, because right now you could pick this up for around $300, $325. I think in a couple weeks, even as soon as that, you're not going to be able to anymore. Yoda Attack of the Clones, even though it's a reissue, moving up to $282, no surprise there. A lot of prequel figures we're all collecting, and it's not a complete collection if you don't have Yoda. So no surprise there. I think that one's going to land somewhere in the 350 range, right where the Empire Strikes Back version is. And that's pretty much it. We do have one more over here. Wicket did go waitlist and then sold out on Sideshow a couple weeks ago. So that's trending up now, 219 versus the 197 retail that it was at. So no surprise there. It's a good figure. I got that 2-pack. That Leia and Wicket 2-pack are great. The Leia's sold out. The Wicket's sold out. You could only get the 2-pack right now. If you're thinking about the 2-pack, you can get it at Sideshow for $420. It's still available at some comic shops. I would check around, to pick that set up. I do think that when that set is just sold out at Sideshow, and I think that that's going to be a $550 set, I think it warrants it. I think those are two good figures. I think they're iconic. I think it's original trilogy figures. I do think that that is a set, if you're thinking about it, I'd get it now, because it's going to be somewhere around $550 when it's all said and done. Might even get up, around $600. All right, so before we sign off, let's talk about exactly just how the data is comprised in the market value chart. So it is comprised from sales data from eBay exclusively. It doesn't include sales from the various buy-sell groups or from comic shops or what have you. Only from eBay. eBay from international and domestic sellers alike. Only from reputable dealers and reputable sellers with established feedback and a really good positive feedback rating. It only includes hot toys that are 100% complete, that have no damage, that have the art box. So basically everything. It can be missing the brown chipper box, but it'll have everything else, and it'll be in pristine condition without any damage. So those are included, as well as new items. So those are the auctions that we include very carefully, and it is from eBay exclusively. So we find that eBay is a great general nucleus to be able to establish what the overall market value is internationally, globally, with Star Wars 6-scale hot toys. So when you're looking at buy-sell groups, a lot of times the prices on the market value chart, you can find some of those figures anywhere from 5% to 15% less expensive on buy-sell groups. And that's because the sellers don't have, for instance, a lot of the eBay fees associated with eBay, and also the hassles of a platform like that. You're basically dealing with goods and services and PayPal and putting a listing. So there's a lot of less hassle. There's no eBay fees, and you can get the figure for marketably less, up to 5 to 15%. That's not always, though. Sometimes if it's a very hot, sought-after figure like a Shore Trooper or an animated Bubba Fett, and there's just no listings on eBay currently, and there's not various eBay Facebook buy-sell group listings, and someone wants that figure now, it's going to go for what it sells for on eBay, sometimes even more. Vice versa, sometimes a seller that is not even aware of buy-sell groups, and they're going to sell something, and they just need the money, like now, they're going to go ahead. There's something they'll list an animated Bubba Fett for $500 or $475. Just get it out of here, and someone will pick it up, and everybody will be like, "Oh man, I missed out on that." Well, that's part of it. It's very rare, but that does happen. But that is part of the collecting community and part of what we deal with. The market value chart, I hope, serves as a great guide for all Star Wars Hot Toys collectors and for new Star Wars Hot Toys collectors, so that you don't get taken to the cleaners and ripped off. If you're going to buy a Star Wars Hot Toy and it's for the price that's on the market value chart, you're doing really, really well. And if you're paying significantly over that, you have to ask yourself why and investigate. And if you're paying significantly under that, and I mean anything less than 15% or 20% on that, you have to ask yourself, is this too good to be true? So hopefully it serves as a great little guide, not only to have fun with and to create conversation within the community, but to hopefully save some people from really getting ripped off and not having a sense of what this action figure goes for. So there you go. That is how the market value chart data is comprised. It wasn't just taken the last month or the last few weeks or the last several months. Been taking a lot of time and many, many months establishing a solid foundation for those prices in there. That's the only way to do it. And then now with trends, you can kind of build off that foundation. So it's been a real labor of love, a real undertaking, but I've loved it every step of the way. So I am Dark Jedi Aries. This is Dark Jedi Aries' Cantina, and this is the Market Chart Show. Please go ahead and hit that like button. I look forward to seeing you on the next show. And remember, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. See you next time.